How's it going, everyone? Spenny here, and today we're finally gonna do our second Skylanders Arena Analysis battle. So today it's between Sunburn and Gill. So let's get right into it. As always, we're gonna be ranking each of the three moves, Soul Gem, and the health, and then at the very end we're gonna do a battle and see who wins. So let's start off for first move of Gill. Alright, so Gill primary is a little like water gun type move. It does have a cooldown, so you can't hold it forever, but it's not too bad so far. It does make him a little bit slow, but honestly it's not too bad. Like, you can still move a little bit forward, you can move around, but the one thing we're gonna have to remember is that it does have a cooldown. Alright, Sunburn's primary move is a teleport. It does do damage. It's kinda good for, I don't know, avoiding attacks, but kinda hard to control where exactly you want it because it only gives you 4 options. And it's not really the best to use as an attack because you have to be in like the perfect spot to use it. So for that reason, I'm gonna have to give this to Gill. Gill move way better. You can use it as an attack and as well as defense by pushing away the enemies. So we're gonna give it to Gill. Alright, so now we're gonna be looking at the primary. My apologies. I said the secondary was the primary, but you get the point. We compared the right things. So the primary is going to be flamethrower attack. For Sunburn, like, I feel like this move has tons of potential if they would have made it work properly, but I'll see if I can try and show off the flaws of this move. So there really is, you have to be direct hitting the enemies. Like, it's a very straight path, doesn't do any like explosive damage, anything like that. You can move it quick, right? But the aim is kinda off sometimes. Also, say if there's an enemy on the ramp up here, you kinda tend to shoot straight into the ramp sometimes and not hit the enemies, which makes you lose a lot of health. So that's the flaw with that. Now we're gonna check out Gill move. Alright, so Gill move is his harpoon gun. It is a very powerful move, especially because you are able to charge it up into one ginormous harpoon. Alright, so trying out this move. 28 damage, that is pretty decent. So when you have to charge it up, it does take quite a bit, but it does a heck of a lot of damage. Definitely worth it to hold it up in some scenarios, but if you're just trying to get past stuff really quickly, I would just recommend spamming the attack, which is what it's used best for. And for that reason, we're gonna have to give this one to the Gill as well. So far, Gill is 2 for 2, and Sunburn currently has no moves that are better. But we'll see if that changes anything in our special move category. Alright, so for the special move, it is a kind of flamethrower dash for Sunburn. It's very fast. The only problem with Sunburn, and I know I'm tending to say problems a lot, because I don't want to be biased or anything, but I have tried my best to like Sunburn in the past, so I know a lot about Sunburn. Problem with this is you can't cancel the end of the dash, so it goes from really fast, like this, and then stops and has to do that whole animation where it explodes, and you can get hit quite a lot after that. I know that it's kind of better in later games because Sunburn can jump, right? So you can totally cancel out that whole explosion animation, which makes it a lot better, but in this case, in this game, Sunburn is not really that good at dashing just because you have to kind of wait after you explode. And let's check out Gill Grunt. Alright, so Gill Grunt's, okay, is a jetpack. Sorry, we're just gonna have to clear the way over here. You can move really fast, you can hover above the ground. It's good for kind of getting away quickly, but it doesn't put out any damage. And honestly, as much as I want to give the point to Gill Grunt just for it being kind of a quick move, in the end Sunburn can put out damage by exploding after the dash, so it's quick and it does some decent damage. So that's why we're gonna have to give the special move category to Sunburn. Alright, so these are the last two categories that we're going to be ranking based on, and that is the max amount of health. So for Gill Grunt, we have 540, which is the max amount of health. And for Sunburn, Sunburn has 560 max health. And that means that we're going to have to give this point to Sunburn, because Sunburn has more health. Alright, so now we're going to be taking a look at Gill Grunt and Sunburn's soul gems. So, when we look at Gill Grunt's, it is the anchor cannon, which in fact is what I was talking about earlier. When you hold it up, you have a huge anchor that does quite a bit of damage, pushes back enemies. It's really cool as well. So, there's that. Now we're going to look at Sunburn's. So, Sunburn's move is Flight of the Phoenix. So, the Flight of the Phoenix is actually very important to know because it makes the dash, which I showed you earlier, which was this, it makes it last a lot longer than usual, and it also makes it explode. So technically, if I would have known this earlier, I don't think I would apply it just because I don't want it to end with that blast, at least in this game in Giants. So that's actually good to know. But if we're looking at coolness, Gill Grunt, who can make a massive anchor and just blast it off, that's way cooler, so we're gonna have to give it to Gill Grunt. So, without further ado, let's get right into the battle.
Sunburn versus Gill Grunt. Mushroom Grove. 3, 2, 1, fight!
Never give up!
Gill Grunt wins!